From KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
This was a really vibrant commercial district, and I think it should see some more of that again.
A new development coming to North Portland will help revitalize a historic Black neighborhood. Thanks for joining us. I'm Deidre Johnson. A vacant block owned by Legacy Health is now returning to the Black community. Included in the plan, affordable housing and a hub for Black entrepreneurship. Tom Colligan remembers when the area at North Russell Street and Williams Avenue used to be a thriving Black neighborhood.
Historically, in the old Albina community, this was a really vibrant commercial district.
And now thinks it's time to see the area come up once again.
The Black community has definitely been squeezed out of this neighborhood. I mean, everybody here knows that. More services that welcome them back and let people stay in their homes around here is great.
That's exactly what the Williams and Russell Restorative Project aims to do. A new $115 million project on 1.7 acres will bring 85 affordable apartments and 20 townhomes, as well as a Black business hub to the area.
This development is here to kind of right a wrong that occurred when Legacy Health expanded with the help of the city back in the late 70s or the early 70s.
Bryson Davis says it won't just right a wrong due to gentrification, but bring more Black people into the community.
This will hopefully give them several different locations to both buy and rent back in the neighborhood where the community used to be.
Others say it's a step in the right direction to help provide an avenue for wealth creation.
I think that Black-owned businesses are going to thrive and prosper.
Project leaders say they took time to listen to the needs of the people to make sure the project was what the community needed.
It has been a long time coming. And one of the things that makes this whole process slow down is to make sure that we involve enough people to really make sure that the development reflects the desires of the community.
The Williams and Russell project will break ground on the first phase in May 2025. The project is expected to be complete in 2027.
This year's Rose Festival Court Princess, representing Lincoln High School, is Isabel Murison.
Today's Rose Festival Princess is from Lincoln High School. Isabel Murison is a senior. She wants to study political science and then go into law or journalism. She's been in student government all 4 years of high school and loves to read and write.
It's very exciting and it's an honor. It's something that I've wanted to do ever since I was a little girl, so I'm just really excited to be a part of it.
Isabel says her favorite Rose Festival event is the Grand Floral Parade. Congrats to her. And if you want a dose of cuteness, you might want to check out the competition to be this year's Cadbury Bunny. Pets from all over the country are competing. A Chihuahua named Kona from Hazeldale made it to the semifinals, but unfortunately got eliminated. There are still 16 pets to choose from. You can vote on the Cadbury USA Instagram page. And we know many of you have a lot of photogenic pets, so we asked you on social to share a picture. Let's start with Deborah, who posted this photo of her dog Buster. She says he's a rescue that's been an absolute blessing for her and her husband and keeping them active and on their toes. Hunter says his pup Keystone is looking forward to the forecast ahead because he loves the sun. And check out Charla's dog Lulu and Jazz. They say Jazz, who's laying down here, has just 3 legs, but nothing stops her, and she doesn't know she's any different from Lulu. Well, Jennifer shared a photo of her cat Blue lapping up some water off the shower curtain, of course. She says he just turned 11 years old this month. And representing the goats is Milo here. Brian says he was born just yesterday morning, weighing 4 pounds, and is already proving to be a good little goat. And how about a pet you could give a forever home? This is Bach. Corey is fostering her and says she's available for adoption through the Oregon Dog Rescue. Buck is 5 months old, loves squeaky toys, walks, and sunbathing. So you can share your pet photos or stories of the good stuff happening in your community by texting us at 503-226-5088 or email us at thegoodstuff@kgw.com. Well, OHSU is working to expand free eye care to more underserved communities in Oregon. They recently received $3 million for the Casey Community Outreach Program. Sydney Dorner looks at how they'll expand to help more people.
Look down a minute. And look up high.
Galen Taylor has been coming to North by Northeast Community Health Center since 2008.
You don't get treated as just a patient, just you're another person. You get treated as somebody.
Located on Northeast Alberta Street between 7th and 8th Avenue, it is the only medical clinic in Oregon devoted to African American and Black health.
When you could come somewhere in the neighborhood and you can get the things that you need to help you stay alive. I'm 58 years old. I'm trying to get older. I'm trying to live longer than my mother and father.
They teamed up with OHSU's Casey Community Outreach Program to bring their new mobile van to the clinic to provide free eye exams. About 35 patients were seen in the 39-foot-long mobile unit. Ophthalmic technician Brittany Melvin Brulette says OHSU's Casey Community Outreach Program seeks to end preventable blindness.
Say, for example, glaucoma, which takes away their peripheral side vision. They're not going to notice that without the testing that we can help provide and we can give to the community. So yes, they might have perfect vision that's just straight ahead, but when they're driving, they're not going to see someone that might enter onto the road or off the sidewalk.
By driving across Oregon, they are able to meet people in low-income and rural areas with less access to free vision screenings and eye exams. She says this bigger additional van will allow them to do so much more.
There will be more privacy for the participants when they're seen by the physicians on the mobile unit. There's also space. Previously, we'd had to drive separately and pay for gas mileage and stuff like that. We do now have seating for the staff to actually travel with the mobile unit.
So far, the program has served more than 10,000 people, resulting in about 6,000 free prescription glasses. With this new van, they hope these numbers will grow. Sydney Dorner, KGW News.
Coming up on The Good Stuff, it's the food pantry inside a local elementary school, how they've been working to serve families in need for 16 years. But first, thanks to daylight saving time, we can give you this beautiful live look at the sunset in Cannon Beach. The KGW Great Food Drive is underway. The goal this year to collect enough donations to provide more than 1 million meals for people and families in need. So far, we're at 150,000 meals. Safeway makes it easy to give. You can donate when you check out. You can also donate at kgw.com/food drive. A big thanks to all of our food drive partners, Rivermark, Safeway, Pacific Office Automation, and local Toyota dealers who step up every year for this effort.
I would say there's so many different ways to help. So you can come and give your sweat equity, give your time, give that to the sorting here at the Oregon Food Bank. There's, again, monetary donations where there's QR codes at whether the Toyota dealerships or at the other locations. And then there's always just the drop-off. So we have drop-offs at Beaverton Toyota and all Toyota locations.
The KGW Great Food Drive is celebrating 21 years, and it takes a lot of people and organizations to make it successful. Daisy Caballero stopped by the food pantry at Kelly Elementary School in Southeast Portland that serves hundreds of families every month.
What started as a 2-shelf food pantry 16 years ago at Kelly Elementary in Southeast Portland has grown to a market-style pantry that feeds over 400 families every month.
Of course, providing food once a week will not solve everyone's problems, but it'll take one burden off their plates.
And the need for food assistance is continuously growing. Nearly 2 million Oregonians visited an Oregon Food Bank last year. That's a 14% increase from 2022.
All this money on the food that gets raised during the KGW Food Drive eventually benefits our pantries and adds a lot of choices for our clients.
80% of the families the Kelly Pantry serves identify as Asian and are often seniors, though the Hispanic and Latino communities are also in need, including people like Marina, a mother who has been coming to the pantry for 6 months.
Personally, it's a really big help because we go home with all the food they provide us here. Then we go to the store to buy whatever else we need.
And this important work is done with the help of volunteers, many who understand food insecurity on a personal level.
It feels good because I know there's families that don't know of resources. My family personally didn't have those resources before, but now being able to be here and giving back to the community and having food distributions for family in need makes me feel extremely good.
And the majority of the food that you see here is locally sourced from farmers. Daisy Caballero, KGW News.
Straight ahead, we'll take you to a spot not far from Salem where you can catch a glimpse of a wide variety of birds that pass through the state. But first, let's take a look at some more of your adorable pet photos. It's time once again to live vicariously through Grant McComey. And this week's getaway, Grant takes us to a place south of Salem that many call a birder's paradise. It's where photographers turn outdoor moments into works of art.
Ankeny Wildlife Refuge is a birder's paradise.
A ton of swans coming real close.
Jim Leonard says more than 200 species live here or pass through.
Well, he's coming this way, I think.
And he's got the photos to prove it.
I found that the more I sit around in one spot, that the wildlife comes to me. Because if you go to the refuge by a lake and you hop out of your truck, when anything close by will fly off.
Leonard says 9 years ago,
sun's coming out too, good lighting.
He didn't know a robin from a ruddy duck. So he joined Audubon classes and learned all about birds. He says Ankeny Refuge, just 15 minutes from his Salem home, is a favorite site. It was established in the 60s to keep wintering geese here rather than neighboring private fields. His best photos capture outdoor action.
There was an immature bald eagle sitting on a branch minding his own business, and this mature bald eagle comes flying in and just attacked him, chased him all the way out of his territory. He didn't like him there.
He's also a teacher for friends and newcomers who show up to endure the cold and wet for a chance to capture a wildlife moment.
I really enjoy photographing eagles. And the shots of the eagles are just something special all the time.
I came out here one year around Thanksgiving and with a pair of binoculars and said, oh my goodness, everything was coming through, the migration and seeing all the different species, and I just started coming out here as much as I could, and it got me hooked.
Camaraderie must have something to do with it too.
Oh, I think so.
So I've threatened to bring a barbecue out here, a little hibachi, and cook up some hot dogs for everybody.
Leonard freely offers tips to anyone who asks. He says a tripod is a must for a steady shot. Plus, nearly half of the 700 shots he takes each day are from inside his truck with a contoured rest that supports the 10-pound lens.
So if you get out of your vehicle, everything may fly away, whereas if you stay in your vehicle and shoot out the window, then you have a lot better luck.
Stay warmer.
Yeah, on cold days it's great.
Leonard says it's the challenge of it all at a place that's filled with wild sights and sounds, and that's free to visit any day.
You kind of get on a high. I guess it's like when you catch the big fish or hit the good golf shot or something. As the seasons change, then you see different things. Some things come and go, and that never knowing what you're going to see next, I think. Just being outdoors.
With photographer Jeff Kastner, Grant McComey, KGW.
So beautiful. Well, you can find all the details, directions, and contact information for this adventure on the Grants Getaways page on kgw.com. Well, plans are underway to renovate a park in North Portland. We're talking about George Park in the St. John's neighborhood. The group Kids Outside has been collecting feedback from the community for years. That includes students from 4 schools nearby.
This park, as you can see, it's just mostly a blank space, and this play equipment right here is deficient. And so even though it's right in the middle of a neighborhood where a lot of kids and families are, it's not really reflective of that.
Well, I feel like this park, it doesn't really feel safe, especially at dark time. So it would be really nice to have new lights and just fences.
The design for the new park is still in development, but a $3 million grant will help fund the changes. Still to come, the Oregon cheese now considered among the best in the world. And here's another live look out at the Oregon coast, this one from our Skycam in Newport. Oregon-based Tillamook Cheese is celebrating some major recognition. The company won awards this year at the World Championship Cheese Contest. Tillamook earned top honors for its sharp cheddar cheese and got runner-up for its smoked cheddar and brick cream cheese. The World Championship Cheese Contest includes entries from all over the world. Judges select the top cheese in the world and the top 3 from each category. A Portland pub has reached a fundraising goal owners hope will help them stay in business. The Rose City Book Pub was struggling, so they came up with the idea to do an auction. Customers offered everything from dinner to ukulele lessons. They hope to raise $15,000, and tonight they have. Rose City Book Pub is part bookstore, part bar, and part cafe. They also offer open mics and book reading events for kids. So glad that they raised that money. Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for taking a little time for the good stuff. We leave you with a few more photos of your photogenic pets.